purpose and intention. I believe in my heart of heart that no matter how bad it could have been, just this gathering makes it a little easier, even though sometimes it may not totally eliminate, but it makes it easier, especially when you get some good explanation for what you may be thinking in mind. One of the things I was thinking about is that I don't know if I can actualize it, but maybe once a month or once a quarter, we just have a presentation that is titled Conversation with Dr. Susan or Questions for Dr. Susan. So I come to class that day. I don't have any slides prepared. And I get all the questions, whatever you're thinking in mind, if you just want to discuss, if you just want to talk about, what is disturbing you, what we should talk about, like that. I think we should think about it because it's our platform. As I shared yesterday with a friend, I use at least an hour to pray just before my presentation. Like, God, just you're the one that is doing this for them. Just guide me, guide my mouth. They should not hear me, they should hear you directly because I'm just a mere flesh and just a willing servant. So it's God that gets all the glory. So I'm thinking if this should come heavily on my mind, that we should have maybe one day in a month or in 2 months where you just come with your questions, your concerns, and I hear from you. I think we are going to put that on the schedule. So that is that. I'm so excited to be here this night.
Oh,
And as a
yeah.
form, as a form of introduction, I want to introduce
Jesus.
how this our lecture started. Today's lecture, how it started. So, okay, so I was actually having a conversation with a certain lady, and she has, well, she's a breast cancer survivor, and I was just telling her that, when people have cancer, that I don't know why, but if that cancer ever comes back, it comes back to kill. Like it doesn't come back easily. It's like the legions. It goes out, it comes back with thousands and millions, and all of that. So we were just discussing, why does that happen? So the summary, what I shared with her, ended up sharing with her was that, you know what? If any disease, whether it is cancer, whether it is any type of disease comes into the body, and please, this is not a cancer lecture, but you just never know when your loved one or anybody you know will run into this situation. By the way, nobody is immune. We all have onco cells running around in our body trying to form a meeting, maybe a small unit meeting, maybe a small town hall meeting, So once these things come together and they have a thriving environment to grow, that is when we get in trouble. So nobody's immune. You see somebody will live to about 80, and then they say prostate cancer. You see someone is only 20 something, they say breast cancer, like that, like that. So nobody. So I feel that since nobody is really immune except God Almighty is our protector and our shield. And as I share also, we are just lucky for those who don't have it to be on this side of the table. Those that have it, they are not sinners and we are saints. It's just how this life is. So I want everybody today to pay very, very serious attention to what I am going to talk today because after having a conversation with this breast cancer survivor, I realized that wait, oh, my people need to know this. They have to know that whether you have cancer or not, you need to originally behave like somebody in fact, you should be fighting it before it finds you, so that it will not have a dwelling place in your body. So not only cancer, any disease, but it's just that my conversation was with a cancer survivor, and that's why I said, okay, you know what, let me come and talk about it on this platform. So the whole idea is for today's lecture, pay very serious attention. We want to create a fight, a very serious fight against anything that God did not intend to be in our body to disrupt our lives, our enjoyment, our mission on earth, what God put us on this earth to do. We don't want it to survive in our body. So that is the angle that we are going to go towards. So, as I was explaining to the lady that, all these cells and things, they start having, but so we now ended up discussing my favorite, which is water. I said, imagine that they're trying to gather, okay? They're coming together, they want to gather, and then the environment is very acidic and inflamed and good enough, for them to have their town hall meeting. And just as they were about to sit down and start the meeting, it sees almost a whole liter of alkaline water or any water coming into the body like rain. They will postpone the meeting now. And then they now said, Kai, this person don't mess up our meeting, no. Then another day, they said, okay, you know what, we will meet on Sunday. They don't know that that Sunday, you happen to go to somebody's house and they're drinking neem tea. This is loco jaro, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, that loco jaro stuff, the bitter one. Or maybe they're having a bitter leaf drinking competition. You take a shot, you scatter their meeting. And then they said, okay, you know what? Maybe next week we will meet very early in the morning. So that way she will not know what she's doing. Didn't know that you just listen to Dr. Susan's lecture and we are all drinking turmeric water in the morning. And you know what? Then you know what? Let us come back on Wednesday. Not knowing that on our Wellness Wednesday, we do fasting and we drink a lot of water and we have created some autophagy and cell cleansing activity in the body for the same thing. Like when I just started talking about it and realizing, like, if you just keep doing your part here and there, you're going to create a very, very impossible environment for any inhabitant, anything bad that should not dwell in your body to dwell. And then another thing is that even if it's in terms of viruses and stuff like that, if your immune system is at the highest level, oh my God, as the things are trying to come together, the immune system is battling it, etc., etc. So I thought, let's come today. So I did more homework and realized that if anybody that I see who is extremely healthy, never goes to the hospital, I interview them. Of course, I also interview people that are sick. In fact, the majority of the people I interview are people that are sick. But I keep meticulous note on people that are healthy. And I realize that they have a permanent habit of creating an environment that disease cannot thrive in. So I now did a little bit more homework, what are the similarities, what have I heard, and everything. So I put something together and I said, let me just share so that even in your spare time, you can just start these habits. Now, the last thing I want to say before I formally introduce myself and jump into the lecture is that this platform, this particular Dr. Physique or Dr. Susan, I don't know, our You People's platform, this particular platform of ours I believe the mindset is that our body is supposed to heal itself and we are supposed to have a sickness-free body. That's the whole objective. We want to have a sickness-free body and we are going to do our part to ensure that we have a sickness-free body. So I want you to have that in mind on one part. And then the second thing is that there are so many ways to get to that objective, but there are many, many, many conflicting information out there. So on this platform, we are only talking about well-researched, clinically validated procedures, protocol, things that we are doing and tracking and seeing the outcome. So those are the things that we mostly talk about on this platform. And then the other part is that it's a journey. So even if you know what, a client called, I think she ended up in the facility, that she started doing this and that, and guess what? Immediately she started eating well, this and that, she became sick. I'm like, I said, you know what? That's the devil. The devil wants you to discontinue this thing because that's such a discouragement. She wasn't even sick in the first place. And then she started drinking water, eating well, and she wasn't feeling so well. I told her, keep going. She came to the clinic to do her Oxivite on her own because she feels so good today that she does not even want to risk ever going back. Now, what if she gave up? Because of that initial, you're starting to be well, then you're now feeling sick. So what is that? Stop drinking turmeric and water, stop drinking green tea, stop eating vegetable or what? So I told her, keep at it, and she kept at it. And today she has gotten her health fully back. So I want to encourage everybody that is just starting the journey of wellness, especially if you already have a chronic medical condition. It can take time, but don't give up. You can give up because there's something called 6 feet before the diamond. So there was this diamond field, and everybody heard about it. People would take equipment, try to dig the diamond, and everybody would give in. So one man did everything possible and went the farthest and then just gave up. So one local person just said, since you're giving up, why don't you give me all this equipment? Let me see what can happen. Guess what? 6 feet only from digging like maybe 100-story building, 6 feet only was the greatest diamond field and diamond mine this whole world still has till today. 6 feet from diamond. So for me, when I have an objective, for example, objective of having a perfectly healthy body, because if you don't have a good healthy body, how can you enjoy life? You know what? I'm always thinking of 6 feet from that diamond, and I keep going. And to God be the glory, things transform, and I get my result. So that being said, once again, you all know me. My name is Dr. Susanna Adams. My passion is in preventive medicine and helping people to stay healthy. My academic background that is relevant to this, what I'm doing today, amongst other, is that I have a master's in preventive and promotional medicine. So this is that health promotion, preventive medicine aspect that, professionally, but this is not about profession. Everybody on this platform can do what I am doing if you're called. If you're called. So it's just that, it's better if it's coming also from a professional place, etc. For me, apart from the academic background, it's more of a calling, it's more of a passion. And so that is what the background I wish to share. Everybody knows my background. So I think that should be good enough for you to even want to listen to what I want to say today. So once again, welcome. Today we are going to just discuss short, very short, 10 top habits to create an impossible, I mean, impossible environment for any disease to thrive in. That is one. Two, as I said, even if you already have the medical condition, this is the same thing that you're going to do to gradually and slowly push away the diseases. But the biggest part of it is that once you get rid of this disease, whether it is cancer, arthritis, or anything, the way we are going to talk about, is going to be impossible for it to come back. Because during the introduction, when I started, I used cancer as an example that when they go, they always try to come back. And when they come back, it is not funny. So let us just look at what we can do together to keep a very, very healthy body and create a tough one for the body to, the cancer to survive. So that being said, I want to go to my slides and then we will now take it from there. Just 1 second. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen in less than a minute. Let me just put it up so that we can do this and do it together. All right. So once again, the topic is war against disease invaders. So we are going to fight this, Nigeria, we like fighting small, so let us take this fight to health and be, okay. Alrighty, screen share, screen, start broadcast. Okie dokie. So now you're going to see my, okay. Okay, excellent. So war, I remember when I was a tiny, tiny kid, there was one war against indiscipline. Why? I've not heard that. I heard it again when I was a kid in the US. My daddy reminds me of war. Why? I don't even know what why is, but when I put this war against disease invaders and inhabitation, it just came to mind. So if someone would tell me what war against indiscipline was all about, I will so much appreciate it because I cannot relate to it. Okay, but I'm sure it was something good. Yeah, because I am definitely a fan of war against indiscipline. All right. So, war against disease invaders, we are going to learn to put, we are learn and put practice to learn and put to practice the top 10 habits that create an impossible environment for disease to thrive in your body. So that is the objective, okay? All right. So what we're doing here today is we will empower each and every one of you. And I'm also empowering myself because I'm also a human being. As I said, it's just God's grace that I'm on this side of the table. And I take that with the highest level of humility. So to empower individual with practical knowledge, daily wellness habits that strengthen the body's natural defenses, one, restore balance, two, create an internal environment where disease cannot thrive. It cannot thrive. You heard the story about Monday, you're doing bitter leaf, Tuesday, you do turmeric, Wednesday, you decide to do fasting and water, Thursday, you decide to sleep very well, Friday, you decide to go to the gym and break a sweat, Saturday, even if it's you that is the disease, will you be able to keep up with that kind of environment? You will not. You will go and find one, somebody who is not attending the lecture or who doesn't know what to do. As a way of introduction, which is that health is not an accident. It is not an accident. You see, even from way back in the days, in the beginning of disease and everything, the leading cause of death was from infections, dirtiness, bacterial infection, until one of the most famous inventors and scientists, still remembered till today, was the person who invented what? Penicillin, because infections were killing us. So if people were hygienic, that is why in those days being hygienic was the thing, so you don't die. So you can now see that even from then, it was deliberate and intentional not to die, to be healthy. So maybe this is why it's captured in black and white. Health is not an accident. It is the outcome of daily choices that either strengthens your inner defense or weaken them. So everything you do every single day will either strengthen or decrease your defense. So, like every night before you go to bed, just ask yourself, like today, okay, how did I live today? Did I strengthen or weaken? You will know the truth now. And then you'll be shocked that somebody will be asking this question with a glass of vodka or whiskey.
Or whiskey.
On the other hand. Okay, so I have to mute a bit. Hang on 1 second. Mute all, yes. With a glass of vodka or whiskey on the other hand. So I'm sure that will not happen from anybody on our own platform. God forbid. So across the globe, research consistently shows that people who the yada means what you already know well. Consistently, because I have searched, I am just looking for one single pill, fountain of youth, anything, to just come and give it to you and say, go and sleep and be well forever. However, research shows that people who eat well, sleep well, manage stress, stay active, reduce toxin exposure. Reduce toxin exposure. Remember, if you're on too many medication, it's also a form of toxin. They create an internal environment where most diseases find it very difficult to survive. There's no single habit that guarantees perfect health. So you can't say, oh, because I sleep, I will be. There's not one single habit. Okay, but when practiced together, that is why at the end of all our lecture, we do the pillar. You know, I always say that end of the day, you have to do all. So when you put them all together, honestly, these habits make the body a fortress of resilience, balance, and vitality. Honestly, I love how I feel. I love how I look. I don't care if nobody doesn't like it, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love others. And this is what I want. I want everybody to be like even better than how I feel, because everything, of course, we've done our lecture on your mind as medicine. It comes from the mind. And even first, a belief that you are healthy. And then you look at the person that's healthy and try to live like the person that is healthy. So here it is, understanding disease invaders and inhabitation. Number one, disease invaders. What are those? These are harmful organisms or agents that enter the body. The bottom line is that what? They're harmful. Example, bacteria, virus, fungal infections, fungi, whatever. It's correct depending on where you stay. A parasite, toxins. So these are invaders and they're always waiting to enter. So if you create an environment that will be tough for them, okay. So these invaders, when they enter, they attack cells, release harmful substance, and trigger excess inflammation. That's not good for business. That's not good for business because automatically you've already started weakening your immune system. We also have disease inhabitation. What is that? So disease inhabitation, the stage where invaders settle, one, grow, multiply inside your body. So invaders will come, quickly get it out of the system. But when you play games, they settle, they grow, multiply. I mean, um, we don't want to get there. So these examples are like bacteria inhabiting the lungs, for example, leading to pneumonia, okay? Viruses inhabiting our immune cells, leading to HIV, and after HIV, what? AIDS, which is where your immune disorder aspect. So this one is inhabitation, the virus is inhabiting the cell for HIV. But when you reach AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency disorder, it means that immune system is gone. So these are all invaders. So if defense are weak, invaders thrive and spread. Invaders can be anything. It can be cancer cells, it can be bacteria, it can be fungi, it can be anything, it can be toxins. This anything that invades to kill and to destroy, this is what we don't want in our bodies. So we decided to come up with 10 habits that create impossible environment for these things to, because they are just waiting. See this your skin, there's whether you see it or not, there's bacteria on it, there and there. It's right there, even as we are talking now, even if you've bathed. So it's unless you give it the enabling environment for it to, somebody told me that when food falls on the ground, quickly pick it up and put it in your mouth. Because if the food falls on the ground and you waste time, so when the food drops on the ground like this, the first thing is that all the bacteria and germs, they'll run away like, what happened? And then if you quickly pick it up, they will now behave well. But if you waste time, it will now go and touch it and say, it's something. So all of them will come and enter the food, and by the time you put it in your mouth, your own is over. So it's better when your food drop on the floor, quickly pick it up. Please, you did not learn that one from me. That was a joke. But anyway, the point I was trying to use that joke to share the fact that don't allow invaders to linger. If you hear small headache or feel small headache, drink your water, do what you have to do, rest. Don't allow invaders to linger. So here are the habits. Okay, so one, some of this you've already heard before. Eat an anti-inflammatory, nutrient, nutrient-dense diet. So what does that? Why it matters? So what is anti-inflammatory? So remember we said chronic inflammation, it's like a manure for everything bad to grow. Arthritis, cancer, obesity, ulcer, everything wrong, that is the manure. That chronic inflammation, and chronic inflammation can come from something as simple as stress. Chronic stress also, not short term, but chronic stress. So why? Chronic inflammation is the root cause of most diseases, such as I've already mentioned, heart diseases, autoimmune disorder. Chronic inflammation is at the root cause. So Dr. Keru, who is very close to our clinic, the way he puts it is that the common thread for all disease is inflammation. So disease can start from bacterial origin, hormonal origin, accident, whatever. But at the end of the day, they all meet at chronic or inflammation. Inflammation is now what takes it to the next level. So we want to live an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. So anti-inflammatory food will help neutralize those toxins. It will help to repair tissues and strengthen our immune system. So what is the anti-inflammatory lifestyle? Green leafy vegetable. I always say, live food gives life, and dead food gives death. Get something leafy, greeny every single day, even if it's just to go to your backyard and take 1 cent leaf or 2 leaves or three, put it in your mouth and chew it. It's something. So it should be deliberate. So we're talking kale, spinach, ugu, okay, and cabbage, broccoli, berries, ginger. One thing I keep saying it, and I'm sounding like a broken record already. What I observe in Nigeria is that until you get a diagnosis, you don't start smelling like garlic. You want to be cute before then. Even if you smell like garlic once a month, nobody's gonna totally disown you. So once you start over smelling garlic, 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 it means that they have given you your diagnosis. So why don't you smell the garlic and get used to it ahead of time? Why I'm saying that? This lecture is what? To give your body that war that nothing will. So if they're saying garlic is what is doing it, let's start eating garlic. Okay? If they're saying turmeric is doing it, let our tongue be yellow. If they're saying broccoli is doing it, some people they don't even know what is broccoli until there's problem. We have to start. Broccoli is affordable. Any market you can get broccoli for 1,000 naira. Even if it's once a week, you can buy broccoli for 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira. Even if it still helps. Okay. Now, we are begging you to avoid processed food, refined sugar, fried food, artificial additives, and then fill half of your plate with colorful vegetables all the time. So, what does anti inflammatory people look like? This is how they look. You see them eating fish, you see them spinach, you see them broccoli, you see them avocado, you see them almonds. You understand? They're very, very deliberate in the things that they eat. Okay, so it's just have it in mind. Anti-inflammatory. Second one, this for me, this is number one. Seth. Well, all of them are number one. Gut health. We've done a lecture here. What over 70% of your immune. Okay, let's go back to cancer. Why I'm choosing cancer is because, like I said, nobody's immune. It's just for us to make sure that they don't gather in any place to inconvenience anybody. But if they have already gathered, these are the things that you're going to do even while on your medication. So that way, of course, you do it, if you're already on a medication, you do it medically guided so that there'll be no interactions and every single thing. But the point is that if you don't have it already, this is what you're going to start doing so you don't have. If you have it already, this is what you're going to do long term so that it doesn't come back, so that it goes permanently, so that even if it tries to come back, it will not recognize you. That goes for autoimmune disorder, arthritis, etc., etc. So over 70% of your immune cells live in your gut. For crying out louder, cancer is already immunosuppressive. On its own, cancer is already immunosuppressive. The drug they use to treat cancer, which is chemotherapy, is if the cancer was immunosuppressive on its own on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 over 10, the drug is already like 10 over 10. So you can see that anything you need to do to rescue your immune system, do it. 70% is on your gut health. So a healthy microbiome fights pathogen, reduces inflammation, and improves digestion. So this is why, things like taking your probiotics. Every single quarter, I buy one bottle, whether I am sick or well, I take it. Every single quarter, or me, I like doing colonics once a month. I do my colonic hydrotherapy. Every single Wednesday. Well, no, I don't want, God is here, so I cannot lie. Most Wednesdays, I do my fasting with water only, and I break just before I do my lecture. When I say most, it's like maybe once a quarter or whatever. I did not get a chance to fast for whatever reason, but it's not what you do some of the times, it's what you do all the time. So my most consistent habit is every Wednesday I do water fasting and I break with fresh something fresh greenish. That will also help the immune and gut health. So gut health is at the highest when it comes to creating war for disease and invaders. They will not be able to survive there. So support your gut with fermented food. What is the example of fermented food? In Nigeria here, we can do locust beans, one. You can do fermented cabbage. It's easy. You just take the cabbage, pound it, and then put it in a glass jar. You cover it and then keep it for like 2 to 3 weeks. It will ferment it. You can also look it online. But introducing fermented food, because and then I also talked about bone broth the last time. Bone broth is also very good for gut bacteria. When you go to your market, you buy your bone, you cook that bone for almost a week, 3 days. You add onions, celery, and onions and celery, maybe carrot. You don't put maggi or salt. The bone will bring out its own salt and you'll be drinking that on empty stomach. It's still good for gut health. So gut health is deliberate. Fiber also helps with gut health. So that is that. So 70% of immune cells live in the gut. Okay? So prebiotic food like oat, banana, and garlic again, ginger is good for IBS, high fiber plant. Plantain has a lot of high fiber, okay? Cabbage has high fiber. There are so many plants that have high fiber. For me, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm so perfect with my fiber. I have a fiber powder that minimum once or twice a week, I toss it into my food and make sure that I do my fiber requirement. As I said, I love how I feel inside, and I believe it's because my gut is perfectly healthy, and I wish the same for you. You will avoid the overuse of antibiotics. I shared a story once where I worked somewhere and people actually take antibiotics as multivitamin. You have to just believe me. People take antibiotics as multivitamin. Let me see, my screen is still shared. Yes, people, I don't understand. People know that I have this lecture today. People take multivitamin as take antibiotics as multivitamin. Anytime you take antibiotics, you have killed a lot of your good bacteria. So you need to replenish it. So eat a variety of plant-based food weekly to diversify gut bacteria. 3, sleep. Why? During sleep, the body repairs tissue. Your body is more on the alkaline side when you're sleeping. It balances hormones. It strengthens your immune defense. Have you realized if you have a really bad malaria, nobody will tell you to go and lie down. You lie down to conserve energy for healing. So then why don't we do it ahead of time? Poor sleep weakens infection fighting cells and increases disease risk. So we are creating an impossible environment for disease to thrive. One of the most impossible environment is a body that sleeps well. You can in fact you will even heal when you sleep. Think about it. So if you now sleep, then how will disease enter your body? All these myths, I know that in our own culture we do midnight prayer, 2 a.m. prayer, this and that. I want to beg you. I think we need to do more of believing because we have prayed enough. So that's not to say we should not continue to pray, because they pray unceasingly, pray, but believe too, because I see the belief part is a little bit weak. So let us strengthen our belief so that way we can even be well faster. Tips: deep sleep, keep a consistent sleep schedule, avoid screen just before bedtime. Did you hear? Avoid screen an hour before bedtime. What does every Nigerian person, everybody I know, what do we do? 1 hour before bedtime, that is the best time for you to carry your phone. And that is the only time you're not supposed to even touch your phone in your hand. Then how are we going to have a perfect health if the only thing that we are supposed to do, so that 1 hour before bedtime, you can do your bedside routine. You can do your deep breathing exercise. You can pray. You can meditate. If you must read, it must be from a book. I will read my Quran from the app. It doesn't work. I will read my Bible from the laptop. Read from a book. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Remember, sleep is medicine. Don't neglect it. If you do that, where is the disease going to enter from? Stay hydrated with clean water. Water supports every function in the body, transporting nutrients, one, flushing toxins. You know, for cancer, because since we started with that, even the medication called chemo that they use is already a toxin. So if you don't have a full-time job of flushing these toxins out of your system, it's gonna be tough. Water will lubricate your joint, aid digestion, and maintain healthy cells. Okay, 2 to 3 liters in Dr. Physique. We say 4 to 6 bottles of water every day. Add lemon inside your body to improve hydration, and then avoid sugary sodas and every single thing. We all know water is life. That is what you hear. But truly, water is life. So you've heard about water. When I started today's lecture, I said, imagine that cancer cells wanted to have a meeting and all of a sudden the water just comes in like rain. They will just pick another day, but they don't know that the next day there will be turmeric coming. And they'll pick another day. They don't know that fasting is coming. They'll pick another day. They don't know that probiotics is coming. They'll pick another day. They don't know that you're going to sleep so well that night. They'll pick another. So this is the war that we are talking about creating. Move your body. When you why exercise improves circulation. So when these inflammatory cells and we since we are on cancer cells and all stay together, they need to be, you have to shake it. So move. And then when you shake, you open your pores, even on your skin, and you expel toxins. You boost lymphatic detox when you do that. If you notice, if you sweat, break a sweat first, check your armpits. You sweat first, maybe on your forehead, on your armpits. So this is and there's a massage that we do in Dr. Physique called lymphatic drain massage. And if you notice, people that have breast cancer, one of the things they will do, they'll have to remove the lymph node. So you can see when you exercise, you're actually boosting lymphatic detox. Okay? For those of you who are too sick to exercise, please, even if it's a walk, anything, because if you don't use your legs, you will lose them. Reduces chronic inflammation and strengthens immunity. 30 minutes exercise minimum daily is what we are asking. For me, even if it's 10 minutes, very intensive one. Cycling works, swimming, yoga, dancing is okay. You can also mix it up and include strength training. And then sitting is the new smoking. So if you sit for more than an hour, and God forbid, by the second hour, you have already created so much damage in your heart and your entire system at the second hour. So that's why they say every hour try to stand up. But if you sit by the second hour, that's why all these people that have office job, they come out with all kinds of spondylosis and kyphosis and I don't know, spinal issues, everything is wrong. So let's know that sitting is the new smoking. It's just stand up and move every hour. But the second hour must not meet you on your chair. If not, talk. Now you know it. So exercise is medicine. So we have 4 more to go. Sunlight. We did a lecture on sunlight as medicine. I keep announcing this so that for those of you that are new, you have to keep coming. Sunlight provides vitamin D, which plays a crucial role in immunity, bone health, mood regulation, cancer prevention. There was a clinical study that was done, and they wanted to find out what is common among all cancer patients. And they found out that 87% of them, which is almost 90%, in fact, that is almost everybody, of the thousands of people had a deficiency in vitamin D. So they found out that low vitamin D does not only promote the growth of cancer, but it's already immunosuppressive on its own. And I said earlier, cancer is immunosuppressive on its own. So the truth of the matter is that, I also mentioned earlier that nobody's immune. I'm sorry. Even if someone has a cancer, it doesn't mean that that person is a sinner and you're a saint. No, that is why this is a preventive medicine lecture, so that we all know what to do ahead, not to have it. However, if you already have it, what to do to get rid of it, and then, but more so, what to do so that it doesn't come back. Natural resources, 20 to 30 minutes of daily sunlight to the skin is good. We are talking about morning sunlight. The first morning, before 10 o'clock, 11 is okay. After 12, it becomes a little bit too harsh. But there's still vitamin D in there, but with the other rays and stuff, we prefer the morning one. Fatty fish, fortified food, vitamin D supplements, if needed, should be taken. Maintain optimal blood levels. So all of you should go and do a vitamin D test, because it's a people. By the way, vitamin D is actually a hormone. People don't know. I know it says vitamin D, but anyway, it's a lecture for another day. So let's see how the thing works. Because once you have adequate vitamin D, even the calcium cannot do a good bone health or heart health without the aid of vitamin D. So vitamin D is a precursor, it's an enabler, in fact, I don't even know. And God has given it to us directly from the sunlight. Or if you're not having enough, you can supplement. But the only thing we will not accept is not having adequate vitamin D in your body. Reduce chronic stress. Nigeria is stressful, life is stressful, we understand. So it means that if the norm is stress, then what are your stress coping mechanisms that you have? Do you have God as your stress coping mechanism? Do you have a skill? Your boss is always giving you work. Why don't you do a typing class? Because if you increase your skill, you can actually decrease your stress. So you can increase your skill. For me, stress just means that you don't have the adequate resource to manage what is thrown in front of you. So the adequate resource could even be experience. Maybe somebody died in the family, you've not experienced it. It's going to stress the hell out of you. And, death is, when somebody goes, it's God. Even I can't handle it. I mean, it's tough. But, because of the God that we trust, we just have to trust him and quickly come out of that chronic condition. Because I have a lady who nursed the husband forever, and then this husband still died. The last time I saw her, she already has cancer. So I don't believe that the cancer is only from the chronic stress, but I know that the chronic stress and her staying in the dark and her depression was a massive contributor to that medical condition that she had. Okay, so that being said, let's have stress coping mechanisms. But for me, how I do my own, I do breathing exercise, I journal. Anything that disturbs me, I just bring a book and I start journaling. I just pour it on paper. I say, God, you can see it better. And once I put it on paper, I relieve myself. I use prayer too as a mechanism. I use laughter. I'll just look for a funny person and call, or just Google comedy and just laugh a bit. Like this morning, 1st of October, everything was happening to annoy me today. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna have it. I went on my phone and I Googled, what did I Googled gratitude and happiness motivation. Videos came out, and before I knew it, I forgot what was wrong. I can't even tell you what was wrong. But when people don't keep their end of the bargain, you pick up the stress. So you know how it is now. We are all on this earth together. Emotional detox, let go, forgive, let go, forgive, because one day you will not regret what happened to you. No matter how painful it is, what you're going through right now, please, I beg you to let go and forgive. Because when you hoard and hold this thing, you can't even heal as fast. You can't. And sometimes the person that you're holding things against is free, carrying on with his or her life, and you're suffering, destroying your blood pressure, destroying your hormones, destroying everything in your body. Please forgive for your sake. Please practice gratitude, build inner peace, etc. It's harder to do, but for the fact that you're doing it so that you don't get sick, just do it. Start with a 5 minute mindful breathing each morning. It actually helps. So, two more. Practice natural detox. What is natural? Go and buy kiwi and start eating. Cucumber. In fact, eat cucumber every day, except you're allergic. Every day, eat cucumber. It will alkalinize you. It will give you electrolyte. It will give you fiber. It will give you water. Amazing, and it's affordable. You can do strawberries seasonally. It's expensive, but it helps. Ginger your swagger. Ginger your swagger. So, ginger, someone wrote a whole book on how if you have a bite of ginger every single day, you cannot have bad fat in your body, you will detox your liver, you will create that environment that disease cannot survive. So it's not to wait till the disease come and then you do everything all at the same time. You will start small, small, and you start it tonight or by tomorrow, please. Turmeric, ginger, a little bit of pepper, and I make something and keep it in my fridge. It's turmeric, ginger, black pepper, and lemon. So I just pour small and put water, and I drink it, and I put a drop of oil, because if you have a little bit of coconut oil and turmeric and black pepper, the potency of what you were supposed to get, it's like times 10 of if you don't do it in that manner. Hibiscus, you people call it zobo. You can just drink plain hibiscus. It's good. Basil is good. Lemon is good. So if you form a habit of introducing these things small, 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 small into your body, assuming you don't have a contraindication or allergy, and I always say, whatever you put in your body will tell you if it's good for it or it's not good for it. One man's food is another man's poison. Ginger may be good for me and terrible for you. So let's move on to another thing. Garden eggs. See, it's so simple. It's so simple. And why am I saying it's so simple? Just put it in your mind. I will create an impossible environment for any nonsense to dwell in my body. And even if it has dwelled, it will get out and it will find it difficult to get back in. That is what we are doing today. Avoid toxins as much as you can. heavy metals, pesticides, chemicals, etc. Just try, you know what toxins are. But sometimes there are toxins with no name. Maybe you eat a biscuit. What is inside that biscuit? The toxin that is there. I was asking somebody, you eat bread, right? She said yes. I said, what is made of flour, right? She said, yes, flour. I said, what do they use to make the flour? For your information, this is a chef. What do they use to make this flour? I said, no, not what is inside flour. We don't even know what is inside flour. A lot of people, they think, is it cassava, is it yam, is it a potato, is it chemical? What is inside flour that you just add water and whatever and it rises and what is inside flour? We just know flour. So there are toxins with no name. You buy something, it can stay in your house for 5 years and it did not get bad. They have put something there. So we should avoid toxins, especially toxins that don't have name. Use natural skin care. We have just developed a very beautiful natural skin care. Very soon, everybody will hear about it. There's still definitely coconut based, and it's like something that everybody should use because I want everybody to come out of chemicals because the largest, most absorbent organ in your body is this your skin. Anything you put it, you will find it in your bloodstream in terms of a healer or a toxin. So every time you take that lotion and paste it all over your body like butter, are you healing yourself or you're killing yourself? Even those of you that use deodorant, they say if you go to all the hospitals in Nigeria, if the registry for people that came in to see an oncologist in cancer, if 100 people saw oncologists that day, 70 to 80 was for breast, including men. So please don't say, oh, they're talking to women now, including men. So let us be careful what we put under our armpits. If you have a very serious presentation, maybe once a week you put the other one, then put a deodorizer. If somebody says you smell, tell them that the disease that comes with it smells worse. So you don't want that. So do me a favor, avoid toxins. All of us, a lot of us that already have a medical condition, whether it's autoimmune, whether it's arthritis, whether it's diabetes, whatever disease, we did not even know and we got it. So now you know. That means that it's not like you knowingly, like, okay, this is this, and you didn't even do anything wrong. In your mind, you didn't. And the thing showed up. And that is why, number one, you have to forgive yourself and then just be easy with yourself and slowly imbibing these small habits that we are talking about. God will definitely take these things out of your body and replace your body with a perfect health. Now, that being said, the last one is cultivate positive emotion and social connection. Studies show that loneliness, anger, hopelessness weakens immunity, while love, joy, and connection boost healing immune cells and I would say promote longevity because they did a study on longevity and they found out that of all the things that make people live the longest, number one is actually positive emotion and social connection is a number one. Then I read another book, which I shared 3 weeks ago, that shows your mind. So, gratitude journal, spend time with loved ones, volunteering. You can do hospital visits on Sundays, you can do prison visits, you can do motherless baby home, go and sit down with those people, connecting spiritually, nurturing friendship, all of that. A 10-minute laugh is as powerful as a mini workout for your immune system. Before you go, because this is the 10th one, then I have a bonus. they did an experiment in also cancer ward, and in one of the cancer ward, they showed comedy. You don't have to stay in the comedy room because people were laughing like nothing, like no man's business. And in the other room was just normal hospital ward. And they found out that for every one person that got well in the normal ward, 3 people got well in the laughing ward. So they've done all kinds of things to show that laughter is such a potent medicine against infections and all kinds of diseases. And you know what? The disease does not even allow you to laugh. It doesn't. So it wants to keep you diseased. And God will give you the encouragement and enablement to laugh it out of your system. Because the same way it entered is the same way it is going to get out. So for bonus, intermittent fasting is too good. Periodic fasting stimulates autophagy, which is cell cleanup, reduces inflammation, balances blood sugar, and slows down aging. Okay? So there are many ways to do your fasting. You can eat for an 8-hour period and fast for 16-hour period. That is the highest one, a few times a week. So I also read another study that if you do it for too long, you end up slowing down your immune system. So you can just put it once or 2 times a week or 3 times a week, etc. So there's a lot of conflicting information. But me, I go by what I see. And for me, the best one is this 8 by 16. Should be personalized, especially for people with medical conditions. Okay? All right. So, what's the take home? Vegetable at any meal, every meal, move, try to sleep, hydrate because you will scatter inflammations, you will increase your immune system, you will strengthen your gut health just by hydrating properly. You will transport nutrients to cells that are waiting to be rescued. You will flush out toxins from your body. Stress relief and social connection, safe sunlight use, as well as vitamin D. So that's the end of the lecture. But as I said in the beginning, Dr. Physique, it's about holistic approach to wellness. So every single Wednesday, we simply remind you to take your rest as medicine, your energy. You take your oxygen, deep breathing exercises. You can do Oxyvite from the clinic, etc. But oxygen as medicine, water as medicine, your nutrition as medicine. Okay. And one other thing, there's one tea in Abuja, they call it what's the name of Arabian tea. If you get the correct Arabian tea, that tea is totally fantastic. Maybe I'll get them to send some so that they can also have it in the Lagos clinic. So inside this Arabian tea, the one I took, they have lemongrass, they have small ginger, they have I know that there's lemongrass, there's ginger, there's moringa, there's a whole bunch of leaves. And I was like, wow. So I always advise drink small and listen to your body. If your body says it's good for you, continue. But I'm just thinking that there's no way. And then they now put lemon and for some people, honey. So I was like, this Arabian tea is if these guys were trying to gather inflammatory cells or the C cells were trying to gather, and you see this type of Arabian tea, they will run 440. They will not stay. So exercise as medicine, detox as medicine. Now, detox, do it weekly, do it daily, do colonic hydrotherapy, Because once you have a clean colon, your whole body is clean. Because that's the garbage warehouse of the body. Okay? And for oral detox, you can do celery juice, you can be drinking your water, you can do turmeric, etc. So it's a holistic, but live your life so that your very lifestyle will heal you. Your very lifestyle puts up a fight against invaders, against diseases. And as I said before, if they're already there, they're getting out, and then they will never, ever be able to come back. So, in conclusion, let me go. I don't know why. Yes. Hang on 1 second. Um, okay. Okay. I don't know how that happened, but God knows best. So, in conclusion, I just want us to walk away knowing, having that mindset that, you know what, anything I'm going to do, I'm going to, on my own, create a very tough environment for the diseases to survive in my body. It's just a mindset. I, I don't know why that is happening, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm done. So you're going to create a very tough environment for disease to uh, thrive in your body. So let me read my conclusion because it's really powerful. Creating a body where disease cannot thrive is not about quick fix. It's not about quick fix. It's not that you do today, you drop tomorrow, but about daily, consistent lifestyle practices. And I added that mindset that nothing will enter my body. 2, when you eat nutrient-rich food, sleep deeply. Remember I said when you're sleeping, the thing don't go. Hydrate well, stay active, manage stress, avoid toxins, cultivate joy. You create an internal environment of resilience and vitality. Health is not a coincidence. And in the talk, we said health is not by chance. It is the reward of intentional daily habits. And even if you start your habits and it's not adding up, trust me, over time, it will add up. Start small, stay consistent. Over time, you will transform your body into a fortress against disease. Please, let me repeat that one. Start small. I gave you the story of a lady who started wellness, started eating healthy, the first thing that happened to her is that she broke down. She said, Dr. Susan, I just started all of this and now I've never even been this sick. I said, you know what? The devil wants you to stop. So just continue. So, and as I said before, the other day I saw her in the clinic coming to take Oxybite. I said, what are you doing? She said she will never want to know sickness again in her life. Now, what if she had given up her greens, her water drinking, her exercise because she fell sick when she started? The devil will put her right back where the devil wants to put you back to be saying, talk. No, please, I want to beg you. It's not going to be easy. You will not find it funny. But please, just persist. It always works out in the end. Even if you don't see the result, don't quit before the miracle. Don't quit 6 feet from the goal. I'm sure you remember the goal because I know that everybody would like to have a diamond mine that somebody left for a local. So thank you so much for listening, and I will take your questions now, and then we will take it from there. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for a wonderful lecture. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, Doctor?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
For the lecture.
So sorry. Hold on one second. I'm trying to come out of the other screen. I don't know. Am I still sharing my screen? I think I'm
Yeah,
not.
I've seen you.
It should be okay.
I've seen you.
Okay, please. I would love for everybody. Thank you so much, sir. I'd love for everyone to please, as you go home today, start small, start somewhere. And if you have any question, specific question on anything that may be disturbing you, please talk. But don't forget anything that I said, but especially the fact that even if you don't have this medical condition, just have it in your mind that you create an impossible environment for disease to enter your body. And if it has already entered, it is getting out. And once it gets out, it will never, ever be able to enter. Thank you so much. All right, go ahead. I'll take your questions.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. I know are we also
We can
on
hear
the,
you, doctor.
okay, go ahead.
I'm not
Sir,
asking a question. I'm just.
okay, sure. No, I think Oga Patrick was beginning to have a question. Sir, you had a question. Can you go on?
No, actually, it's one of the questions. Now, the thing I wanted to say that the lecture was good and wonderful. I think one important thing that, like you said, consistency, and then some pattern of realignment of your feeding style, and even if you cannot get all, start, like you said, from somewhere. And then the most thing that is always, I think that if you make it, if you make it a consistent program for yourself, you will actually achieve it. Sometimes I used to take myself an example. I've made up my mind that this is time I'm going to wake. This time I'm going to do my 10-kilometer walk every morning. This time I'm going to take lemon water, then take a bottle of 2 bottles of water, then take vegetable. I make sure that I don't eat cooked food in the morning. It must be vegetable, salad, fruits, and all that. But sometimes when you go out, you have some problem. I'm just saying because the political thing. Have some problem with what you have to put inside your mouth. And for all that, I do it. If I do it, you know that I will reduce the distance between my colonist appointment. If I supposed to do it every 2 months, then I have to do it every month, to cleanse up sweat from the
Yes.
system. Mm.
Sir, I want to comment on what you just said. You see, if you're consistent, like in your own case, you just said it, you take vegetable no matter what every morning. That consistency is all your body is looking for, because even if you go out and you end up taking any yama yama or garbage into your body, that vegetable and the health aspect that you ate will at least give you 50 to 80% defense against the invaders from the yama yama. So it's a very good habit to have. So some people, because this is a large platform, some people have that habit for morning. So they secure their immune system and their health in the morning, while some people they have it at night. So some people is in the night that they will do their tea, their salad, their herbal tea, their this, their evening walk, etc. The whole idea and point is that we should just pick a habit. But I think that if you carry this idea of today's lecture, that you know what, I will deliberately create an impossible environment for
I think
nonsense to escalate.
what's important that you must be strict about. Like my own case, I can't eat cooked food in the morning. It's not possible.
Yes, sir.
I will never.
Okay.
I will not that. But if, instead of eat no uncooked food in the morning, I'll go on fasting.
Okay, sir.
I must eat raw food.
Sir,
If I come
please.
back, if I
Okay,
come
sir,
back late,
sorry, sir. Is today your birthday?
yes, so
Ha-
today is my
uh,
birthday.
Happy, please, everybody join me to say happy birthday, Oga, because you're the highest contributor on this our wellness platform. God bless
Eh,
you, sir. Please, you can drop happy birthday on
Thank
the platform and keep him in your prayers. So happy birthday, because I
you so
remember
much.
it's October 1st.
Thank you
Please.
so much. God bless you. Thanks so much. So what I'm
Yes.
saying is that I make sure you see early in the morning must be
Oh,
uh,
thank you.
uncooked food. Cabbage, cucumber, carrot, beetroot, some of those things. I forgot the pear and the thing. It must be there in the morning before in the afternoon comes. So that I eat only twice in a day. That's that breakfast, and then the lunch, then night no dinner, just tea or something like that. Listen. But I must go my 10-kilometer walk in the morning.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes it's not easy for people who are working, not people like us who are pensioners, to have a free
Oh,
time 10 kilometers every morning.
yes,
When I
sir.
come back, when I come back from that 10 kilometer every morning, I take a glass of lemon drink with warm water
Mhm.
before I take maybe a cup of zobo, and then I eat the vegetable. Then that's about the day. Then maybe in the afternoon, you that swallow there, take ogamadam with okra soup or red rice. Then the evening, I will try to take a little walk again in my place, or maybe 5 kilometers or so.
Okay. Wow. So thank you so much for sharing your, because I think why I always keep quiet when you jump in and say something is because you have displayed, even in terms of your lab results and your numbers, even everybody in the clinic know about you, that you're a true example of, we know how you came to the clinic, but as of today, everything about you is perfect. You cleaned your result, you cleaned your lab. So you're a living example of a good health. So thank you so much for sharing. Please, can any, and you have so many happy birthday messages on the platform. It's so many. Oh my God.
Thank you
Happy
very much.
birthday,
Thank you so
sir.
much.
Happy
Thank you
birthday.
so much. Thank you.
Okay.
God
Please,
bless
if
you.
anybody, thank you, sir. If anybody would like to share maybe a healthy habit or a challenge in keeping a healthy habit, I don't mind hearing so that we can learn from everybody also. Wow. See the cakes that are flying all over the platform. I
I'm
wish today
seeing
was my birthday. Oh my God. I better not announce my birthday on November 9th. Oh. I will not announce it. What I have seen here. Please, we should be celebrating everybody. If you have a birthday, put it on the platform so we can also dance for you. Okay, any comments so that we can close?
let me say something, Madam Doctor. I think
Okay,
the
sir. One second.
advice I want to give is that we should, like what you said in your lecture, you must make a deliberate effort on this matter because it involves your health. It looks difficult initially, but when you get into it, you enjoy it because I prepare things myself because it's my body. If I don't do it well, I cannot assist others. So that's the
Okay.
medicine principle. So you must make a deliberate effort to do it. When you start
Okay,
doing it, you
sir.
will start enjoying it because of the benefits you get. And if you have opportunity of coming to the clinic sometimes, it is important too, because sometimes you get advice that will be important to you to guide you, so that you will not just
Exactly.
live and go. That's why the
I
clinic, I
think,
make sure at least in a month, I must visit
okay,
the center
okay. So
to
thank you
listen.
so much for your contribution. I even saw that there's another question. It says eating cucumber, how many minutes one can give gap before eating anything? It's not with cucumber, there's no big deal to keep minutes. So if you can give it 20 minutes, 30 minutes, half hour, it doesn't matter. You can even eat it with the food, it's fine. So there must not be that, it's not a very gap restrictive food. You can eat it just pre-food or post, but better pre. So that is that. And is the combination of vitamin D3, K2 okay? More than okay. The K2 helps to allow the D3 to see road to where it is going to go. So it's actually working, it's synergistic. So everybody's saying D3, D3. D3K2 is the best, even especially in cancer cases. I don't usually, fixate on a medical condition. It's just that, as I introduced in the beginning, I had a conversation with somebody who survived breast cancer, and the spin-off of that conversation and creating an important environment for the type of disease to come back is why I am even mentioning anything cancer today. So someone said, Doctor, wheat bread, 2 to 3 slices with Milo tea, is it okay? The answer is no, it's not okay. Wheat is heavily processed wheat bread, heavily processed. When we were growing up, we thought wheat was healthy, but because of the way the genetic modification and the rate of processing, it has now made wheat, which was, is only before that we used to think that wheat was healthy. So wheat, it has gluten, it inflames, etc. With Milo, it's not okay. Milo is also heavily artificial. So, but then again, I always say, if you're eating it, you're doing your labs, and everything is coming out perfect, please be my guest. But if you want to be preventive, deliberately preventive, in terms of not getting any of the diseases that we spoke about, for example, if you have maybe autoimmune disorder, a CA, or any of those, and you start eating Milo and tea, it will worsen your medical condition. So the question is, what should I do instead, right? You can actually eat real food. You can eat plantain, you can eat pepper soup, if you want to do Milo, you can even do black cocoa with honey and milk, better than Milo, etc. But if you're doing it once in a while, it's not a big deal, especially if you're young and already healthy. Doctor, can you please confirm if vitamin D is bad for O positive group type? I mean, I've read something which I am yet to verify, but vitamin D first is good for everybody, because you can't say you will not go under the sun so that you not get vitamin D because you're O positive. So generally, vitamin D is good for everybody. Everybody needs vitamin D, except there's a real reason. So but there are some blood group people that could use a little less than other blood group people. So it's just like, like in malaria, they say if you're AA and this and that. So that I've been reading things around that area. But in general, sir, Ma, Joyce, everybody needs vitamin D. And then, wow, thank you, Dr. Susan. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Eating cucumber, vitamin. Please, if you're doing vitamin D3, do it D3K2. The whole platform is on about happy birthday now. Okay, no cooked food in the morning for me too. Okay, comfort. Thank you for sharing that. I use overnight oats with fruit. Okay, afternoon, I eat salad first before my main lunch. Dinner is yogurt berries, and sometimes just herbal tea. Wow, please call me. I want to be your friend. I'm everybody's friend, but that's beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. You can see now, I'm not talking anything new. It's what everybody on the platform is already, most people are doing. Hi, doctor. I cook hibiscus, lemongrass, lemon peel, sour salt, cinnamon all together, and I drink it in the evening every other day. Is it good? I'll say yes. However, periodically you just have to check your kidneys and liver to make sure that it's not a problem. But as presented, it sounds very okay, especially you're not doing it every single day. And I'm sure it's just a cup. Then I always add, your body will tell you if it is working. So if you're drinking it and your body is absorbing it very well, you will know, you will feel the difference. So please, by all means. However, if you're taking it and ulcer starts, headache starts, then because it's a very potent medicine concoction thing that you're drinking, and me personally, I absolutely love it. Okay, so that's that for the night. God bless all of you. I wish that you be in great health. Oga Patrick, our contributor and commenter, a very happy birthday to you.
Thank you so
Long
much.
life
Thank you,
and
everyone. Thank you for
prosperity.
being.
Yes, sir.
Thank
And
you.
I
Thank you so much.
also want to say happy birthday to anybody who is having birthday in October, November, and December. Everybody, happy birthday ahead of time.
Amen.
Amen. And to all of us, you know my heart for you, and I'm ever praying for you that even if you do small, God will perfect all that concerns you, especially your health. So have a beautiful night, and we will see you on Wednesday.